Hello and welcome. My name is Frank. I'm a passionate Rhapsody user, trainer and coach and love to share my experience to help you to become more effective. In this Rhapsody Tip of the Day video, I'm going to enable you to create SysML test cases in a Rhapsody project. The example I use here comes from the book SysML for Beginners using IBM Rhapsody. In it, we visualize a SysML test case as a verification statement of a requirement in a requirement diagram. One may wonder why I'm emphasizing SysML test cases and may ask himself if there is another definition, and the other may wonder why I talk about enabling when it comes to add a test case and may ask himself if it is that difficult. To the first, exactly. There is another but exactly the same definition of test cases. The expression test case used in the SysML modeling language has its origin in another modeling language. To the second, it is indeed not that obvious to create a test case in Rhapsody SysML. Although the term test case is included in the Rhapsody SysML profile, there is neither a menu item for test cases nor can you select a test case element from the Drawing Toolbar. But one thing at a time. The definition test case was initially determined in the UML Testing Profile, UTP. This is a UML-based standardized and domain-independent modeling language to support model-based testing. The first release 1.0 was published in 2005. The SysML came 2 years later. It has taken over the definition of the UTP TestCases one-to-one, replicated so to speak. This makes it a SysML test case that can be used consistently with the UTP TestCase definition. The UML testing profile and the creation and execution of model-based tests is supported in Rhapsody with the Rhapsody testing profile and the Rhapsody add-on test conductor. It can be used both on software level, for example with UML, and/or on system level with SysML. When I use test conductor and the testing profile, the UTP test case is applied. If you don't use the test conductor, you can create and display test cases in a Rhapsody SysML model. In simplified terms, this is where the SysML test case is applied. Let's come to the demo where I'm going to show you all this. The creation of SysML test cases are, let's say, initially hidden in Rhapsody. You can only create a test case in a roundabout way. As you can see, there is no entry in the menu to create a test case, and also in the Drawing Toolbar there is no option. I will show you afterwards how to turn this on. In this case, the trick is to first create an operation and change it to the test case via change to. Small hint, as you can see, the name test case is separated in test and case. This will be important later. This model element can then be visualized via drag and drop in a diagram, and we could create a verify dependency in accordance with the process. Now let's activate the test case entry in the context menu. To do this, I open the Features dialog in Rhapsody at the project level and go to the Properties tab. Using Filter, we can search in the Properties for Test Case. And we'll find it in the property Menu Structure Content. Here, as you can see, test case is one word. If we now put a space in between and make it a test case, then, what a surprise, I can select the element from the context menu. Now let's extend the Drawing Toolbar to allow us to select the test case. To do this, we need to hack or patch the Rhapsody SysML profile. First, we open the Rhapsody SysML profile, which is located in the Rhapsody Share Profiles folder. In my case, the share folder is located in my Rhapsody installation folder. In the SysML profile there is a package diagrams. And in this the stereotype requirements diagram. In its properties I locate the property Drawing Toolbar Content, which, as the name already says, defines the contents of the drawing toolbar for a requirement diagram. Here I now add the test case to the list of selectable elements. I will do this after the verification and maybe before the dependency element. Let's save the modified profile and reopen our project again. When I enable the drawing toolbar now, I will find as expected the test case entry after verification and before dependency, which I can now easily use to create test cases directly in the diagram. That's it. Hope to see you soon. Please give a like. Thank you and goodbye.